Okay, so now that you understand reviews as far as the unverified and verified reviews, now let's talk about the internal launch list. Okay, and this is going to be that initial list that you're going to be able to reach out to, okay, your friends and your family, and you're going to be able to contact these people and let them know that, okay, my product is live. Here is a copy of my product, or, here's the actual product. You can hand it to them, and then that would be an unverified review. Or you can say, my product's live. Here's a promotion code to get it for $1, or to get it even for 100% off. You can give a coupon for that, and then it will be a verified review. But you basically, at this point, you want to have a list. So when you get ready, you don't want to do this stuff when your product goes live. You don't want to have to do the stuff that we're doing beforehand, right? We have all this time. We have 25 to 35 days to do stuff to get ready for the big day, all right? So this is going to be built from your friends and family. This is what we're going to call your internal launch list, okay? And this is going to allow you to receive sales like really, really fast, okay? And then that's also going to allow you to get reviews really, really fast. And that's the key here, okay? So there's two options to this that you can do, okay? One is you can have them use a coupon code or buy at full price, like I just said, okay? And you can do that by having them go through the listing, or simply just give them a review copy and personally hand it to them and say, hey, leave me a review, an honest review. So that's how they do it. Now they'll have to go to Amazon to do that. And like I had said in a past lesson, that if they're going to do this, you need to make sure that they have purchased on Amazon in the past. They have an account that they've purchased at least one item, okay? And then from there, they'll be able to leave a review, even if they purchased a product or not. The other thing is, and I just want to say this again, because I did say it in a past lesson, is that if you have a family member or someone that you have purchased something for in the past, so if, for example, if I purchased something for my father as a gift and I sent it to his address, through Amazon as a gift, they're going to link us together. And because of that, they're not going to allow me to leave a review on his product, or he's not going to be able to leave one on my product, because now it's connected us, okay? It's basically created this connection, okay? So that's just one thing I want to highlight here, all right? So you really want to put your head together, though, and come up with a list, as many people as you can humanly think of, and just write them down. You want their name, their email, and their phone number. And I put together this little list here, which I'll leave as a download. And this is exactly what I did when I launched my first product. I literally wrote a list, and I would sit there and continually think, and I would ask, other friends that I had, hey, do you know anybody that could use one of these that could possibly give me a review and review the product? And I just built this list. And I think my list was about 50 names by the time I launched. And that list, within 24 to 36 hours, I probably had about 20 reviews. And yes, they were unverified, but I had a base of reviews. Now, as far as I know, most of those are still there. I don't know of any of them that have gotten removed. But right now, I don't even know, because they're so far down on the list that every new one on top of that has been verified. So it really doesn't matter. And again, I'm creating those reviews as a base, so this way here I can start promoting the product and give it that social proof element in the product listing, okay? So right here, you really want to just sit down and think of this when you're in the car. If you don't have your list with you, have something on your phone that you can type and or voice record, and just keep coming up with names and names and names for the entire duration until your product gets here. Now, obviously, you want to try to get this list and then contact the people beforehand and kind of give them a little bit of a heads up and see if they would be interested in doing that. But this is something that you should be doing regularly, okay? Do it on a regular day basis, okay? Now, here, I just wanted to show you this. When you get that list, okay, that list is going to get you your reviews, okay? And I know this kind of seems redundant, but I have to keep really stressing this because it's so important. This list is going to get you your reviews. And with those reviews, it's going to also get you sales, okay? Because some of these people on here, you're going to hand deliver the product to, and some of them you're going to say, here's a coupon code, and then they're going to actually purchase the product. So you're going to get sales, which in return is going to feed the Amazon algorithm and is going to then help you start getting a better BSR, going to help you start ranking for keywords and all of that good stuff. But right now, this initial internal launch list is mainly to get a base of reviews. Okay, that's really what it's designed for. Okay, bonus is that your future product launches, you're going to have this list. Okay, you're going to have this list to go back to, and you're going to know the ones that said, yes, I'll do this. Okay, but I mean, it's already here. Okay, your internal launch list will be ready. Okay, and when you have more products to launch out, they're going to be there, and they're going to be ready to review your product. Now, let me just be honest. You can have that list of 50. You may get 20, maybe 25, maybe 30 if you're lucky, that actually will follow through and test and review your product. It's just the way it works. It doesn't matter if they're all your closest friends. You know how that works, right? I mean, some are going to say yes, and some are just going to say, I got busy, I couldn't do it. I'll do it on the weekend, and it just never happens. And my rule is I'll remind them once, twice, and then that's about it. I'm not going to pester them. I mean, they're my friends and my family. I'm not going to go after them that hardcore. Now, if you want to do that, that's up to you, but you really, you don't want to annoy people either, okay? But just keep in mind, okay, that this list that you're creating, this little base internal list, is really an asset that you now have. You did a little bit of work putting it together. You did a little bit of work educating the people that are going to be doing this for you. And then from there, you have this list. Okay, so when you launch those future products, it's there. So you've just built an asset. So you can be proud of yourself because now you have a great little asset. All right. Now, I put the little star there next to this will give your products the jump start it needs. And that is so true because it's so important to understand that this initial boost, this initial set of reviews is what's going to start the snowball. It's going to start the ball rolling. And then from there, you're going to be able to continually build this thing, okay? But the internal launch list is the very first list you should be creating. So this way here you can get things going, all right? So here's the 5 things I want you to think about and I want you to do, okay? So 1 is to write your list of everyone you know, okay? 2, I want you to ask friends if they know of anyone that's interested. 3, I want you to ask family members to help ask people, okay? So I told you to ask your friends, but now you got to ask your family members too. So ask anyone if they know of anyone that would want to review this product, help you, okay? You want to explain that you want honest reviews, okay? And I want to be very clear on that. You want to definitely make sure that you are clear that you want honest reviews and just tell them how the system works because you have a product that is good because you're launching only a good product and that you want honest reviews because that's what Amazon likes. And for them reviewing your product, you'll give them a free one if they'll go ahead and leave you an honest review, okay? The other thing is, and this is why I put number 5 there, try to find local groups that could use your product. I think that's another underutilized thing that people aren't doing, all right? If you find a local group that, uses your products, so, if you have a local group that moms get together every month or something, and maybe everyone's into candles and you sell, and I don't know where I'm coming up with this, but let's just say that everyone's into candles or into home goods or crafts or whatever, and you sell something that's related to that. You could ask that group of people, or you could even search out these groups, okay? Just be creative in finding a way to come up with a list of people that could potentially test and try your product. Okay, the bigger your list, the more of an impact it's going to make on your launch. Okay, it really, really is. Now, one important thing that I need to make clear, okay, you need to have them put this in there, okay, in their review. Okay, if they're testing your product, they're receiving it at a discount, or if they're receiving it as a promotion, you need them to include that into their review. Okay, and right here, I put in like a little example. I received this product in exchange for an honest review and opinions are 100% my own and unbiased. And in Amazon's terms of service, I took this right out of their terms of service. It says tips on writing a great review. Full disclosure, if you received a free product in exchange for your review, please clearly and conspicuously disclose that you received the product free of charge. Reviews from the Amazon Vine program are already labeled, so additional disclosure is not necessary. So if you're not in the Amazon Vine program, which you're not, you're going to want to include that or have them include that. I received this product in exchange for an honest review and opinions are 100% my own and unbiased, okay? And that's exactly what you want them to include. And this way here, people say like, well, if people review your product and they get it for free, Amazon is going to do away with those reviews. Well, you're right if they don't put a disclaimer in there. Okay. If you put a disclaimer in there, I believe that that will hold up because it's within their terms of service. Okay. So just definitely make sure that that is in there. Okay. Now your goal is this. You want to create a list of at least 25 to 50 people you can reach out to and ask for reviews. Okay. At this point, you are just trying to get a base of reviews, like I had said. Okay. Verified is, of course, the best, but unverified is going to work in the short term. And you know what? It might even last for the long term. But in the beginning, the short term is just getting that base and then piling verified ones on top. Okay. And just remember that we want these for social proof. Okay. That's what we're getting these for. So we can start generating pay-per-click, Amazon pay-per-click and organic sales. Because when people arrive at our listing, we want them to see stars and we want them to see reviews. And the stars are the reviews. Okay. So just, this is your goal. This is what you want to do here. So what's next? Here's your homework. 1, start writing a list of everyone you know that could test and review your product. 2, ask friends and family to ask their friends, okay? And 3, don't stop until you have at least 25 people on your list, and having 50 or more would be even better. And like I said, you just have to be very aggressive with this, and you have to be consistent and don't stop. Just keep thinking. And when you're at a get together, listen to people. And if there's someone there that you can say like, hey, you know what? I sell a product about this. Would you mind reviewing it for me? I'll give it to you for free. All you have to do is just give me an honest review on Amazon. That would be awesome. So it's just listen to what people are talking about. And if you think that it can, I'm not saying to be annoying or you're going to go there and solicit yourself, but if it comes up, definitely try to grab a review. Okay. And you may even want to come up with a coupon code that you could have. That's and we haven't gotten into that stuff yet, but just a little side tip here as I'm recording this lesson is, you might even want to have a generic code that you only give out to certain people or to people that you meet or whatever, and then you can just give it to them and say, hey, if you want to test it, you can go on Amazon right now and get it for free. Just go ahead and use this code. And you give it to them, and then they can go ahead and get that discount instantly. You don't have to worry about creating a one-time code for that person. Just a little side tip there for you. So this is the homework. Okay, start writing a list of everyone that you know that could test and review your product. 2, ask friends and family to ask their friends, and 3, don't stop until you have at least 25 people on your list. But of course, go for 50, go for 75, go for 100, go for as many as you can. Because remember, this is an asset you're building, not just for this product, but for all your future products. All right. So that's it. That's going to wrap up this lesson. I'll see you in the next.